Hello, my fellow content creators. I am here to help you set yourself up with like survival skills for your content. Now, obviously, a lot of you might be feeling little discouraged, a little confused about how you're supposed to do it. Well, let me tell you, number one on my list is experiment during this time. You have no idea the amount of people who are engaging with content right now. So this is the perfect time for you to do experimental things, play with your duration, play with your content, understand your audience, learn about like what to do and what not to do, and research, like basically do a research of yourself and of the sites and what you're kind of putting out and how people are responding to it. I'm doing a lot. I'm constantly doing that, but I hope this helps you. So that's my point number one. Number two on my survival tips for content creators is wear some makeup. Now it may seem a bit like vapid to say wear some makeup, but we're living in a visual like medium, and even a little makeup makes a difference because our cameras exaggerate our pores. So I know you don't feel like getting out of bed. I know you feel like just being without makeup, but a little makeup just it enhances your shots, and it makes your content more like engageable, if that's a word. These are tips that I'm sharing. I mean, you don't have to take it, but I'm sharing this because I do want to help you. Unless you have like a face like Manisha Koirala, which is like flawless and it looks great on camera even without makeup, of course you be the judge of it. I look like death becomes her on camera without makeup. So I am giving you that advice because I cannot do content looking the way I do without makeup in my pajamas. That would just like, the world will collapse. Coronavirus will run away. No, I can't say that. For content creators who are coming on camera, who may feel like, oh, I look, I want to look my best, put on a little makeup. It will help you, and it will definitely boost your confidence. It does boost my confidence a lot. Number three is experiment. Experiment with your shots, experiment with your environment. Like for example, you are restricted, you can't go out and shoot. So try different shots, be very like cinematic. When you, for example, if you're talking, I mean there's so many ways you can shoot food. You don't need to shoot it from top or side. So find different ways. The other day I did a video on truffles, and I was like, this is looking really boring. So if you have that in your mind, then immediately you can change it. So then I took the camera and I moved it and shot it from the bowl's perspective. It doesn't look that great, but it made me feel very good. I think during this time, as content creators, you're going to have a lot of restrictions. Like for example, I don't know if you can hear that dog barking, but that dog is really annoying. These are the fallbacks of working from home or working not from a professional soundproof studio. Work around it, find different ways. Like my way of working through the dog is just speak over the dog, hopefully to drown his barking, which is fine. He's also bored. He's like, what is this, nobody's feeding me. But what I'm saying is that use your environment to kind of be more creative, and find ways to kind of be the best content creator that you can be, and hopefully you learn a new skill. Like if experimenting makes you get a signature camera move, or get a way to shoot things in a different way and teaches you a new skill, yeah, that's amazing. So that's number three. Number four is learn a new skill. Now for example, if you're a cameraman and you're stuck at home, maybe it's time to turn that camera around to yourself and do some tutorials on teaching people the basics of camera. If you're an editor, turn your computer, no, don't turn your computer, but turn a camera on you and teach people the basics of maybe mobile editing. There are so many things. I mean, you can teach, but you can also learn. So for example, what was I learning? Like graphics is something that I am not very good at. Animation I'm not very good at. Lighting is something I struggle with, especially indoors. So what happens is, like right now I'm shooting in my balcony, so it's nicely lit. Because there's outside light coming on my face. I don't need any lights. It may seem a little grainy here, but that's okay. What happens inside my kitchen, I don't have like a window light to kind of light up my environment. I definitely don't have an island top. But was kind of playing with and experimenting and trying to figure out ways that I can shoot with low light. Now, my conclusion was, don't shoot with the DSLR inside, because the DSLR is harder work because of lack of light. So then I moved into my mobile photography, and I kind of downloaded apps that will help me add more light or make the most of my eyes. So use the skills or your limitations to learn a skill, and that kind of ties up with the point before, but use the challenges that you have to get a new skills. Definitely cameramen, find ways to maybe come on camera, or editors find ways to come on camera and learn a new skill, learn how to anchor, learn how to edit. Cameramen, you can learn how to edit. Anchors, learn how to do camera, well, not camera, but yeah, like maybe edit your own video. So find a way, content creators, to learn a new skill, because you never know where that's going to help you. It'll definitely help you, because I started out like an anchor. I was a copy editor, then I became an anchor and a reporter. I didn't know the ABCs of camera, I didn't know the ABCs of editing. I sat and I learned these skills that eventually 10 years later are helping me today. I mean, if you could say, I've been in quarantine for 9 years because I've been a stay-at-home mom, but the fact is that these skills that I learned have actually helped me today. So you never know what skills that you learn during this time can help you in the future. Who knows where we're going to be in 6 months. So that's number 4 for you. Number 5 is watch, consume, appreciate content on the internet. It is really important to not just create, but to consume. It's important to watch and learn from people around you. Watch and learn different techniques that people are doing. Like, there's this guy who I just adore. I don't adore him as a human. I'm sure he's a good human being, but he's Peaceful Cuisine, and his style of shooting and his sound editing is so amazing. And I'm learning, like, watching his YouTube videos is like a film course for me, because I'm understanding how he uses light, and I'm understanding. So it is subconsciously I'm being trained. Subconsciously I'm learning new skills, which will apply today or tomorrow or day after or in 10 years from now. But the fact is that I'm consuming content, right? So whether it's good, whether it's bad, consume it. So you can watch, learn, appreciate, and also engage with other creators. Comment on people, appreciate them. Do unto others as you would have them to do to you. So don't troll people, because you don't like trolls yourself. And find ways to appreciate content that's being created, where you can learn, oh my god, I never want to do this content. That's what you learned. Like, I don't want this video to sound like this. Oh, this lighting is terrible. I don't like this time lapse in this shot. That's how you will learn. Like, recently I did a video where I superimposed 3 shots over each other. As an editor, that's not like my style, but it looks so good, and the whole theme of the video came across in that. So for me, I learned something new. So that's the most important thing is watch, learn, and then apply. So that is the top 5 things that I'd like to share in terms of content creation, survival tips during this quarantine mode. Don't be discouraged. Use this pain to create and generate better and greater content. I hope you're all safe, and I just wish you all the best. And ping me here and share your channels. I would love to check out your work. For this series, this is the last episode. Thank you for joining me in the survival tips. Hope husbands were helped, hope mothers were helped, hope content creators were helped. I know I have been helped, and I have learned a lot. To hear the full episode, you can check my podcast. And if you have some advice for me, I would love that. But don't troll me. Nobody trolls me, actually, so little trolling is okay. Alright, so thanks a lot for joining me. I will catch you in the next video.